What's good, everybody? It's your boy JTL, Opposite from the Norm. And real quick, I just want to let y'all know about Opposite from the Norm apparel t-shirts. Brought to you by GFam G-Wear. You like our show and our content? Then go to gfament.com and click on G Store, and there you can purchase an Opposite from the Norm t-shirt. Also, you can check out other great tees that represent true kings and true queens as well. Shirts that motivate and make you feel great. Once again, that's gfament.com and click on the G Store link to get your apparel tees. Now back to the show. Chill! Yo, what's good? Opposite from the Norm. Before we get started, make sure y'all like, share, comment, and definitely make sure you subscribe. So today we're gonna go ahead and give y'all that sports news wrap up with my boy HD. Go ahead, HD, you can do your thing, man.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This your man HD, and like JTL introduced, I'm gonna be hitting y'all each week with a little bit of sports, just to keep you in tune, give you some opinions, some perspectives. I'm not gonna go super deep, but just a little bit to whet your appetite for all the sports fans out there. Um, so what I'm gonna start with, unfortunately, is the Los Angeles Lakers, of course, becoming the NBA champions once again as they defeated the Miami Heat. And I'm just going to speak very briefly on LeBron. I'm definitely not going to sit here and diss the man because he just won his fourth championship. Of course, that's a big feat. Um, but I'm also not going to sit here and just jump on his nuts and begin this whole is he the best player ever thing, or is he better than Jordan? Because to me, there's always going to be one glaring thing that he has, which is 4-7. That's his record in NBA Finals. Won four, lost seven. Whether we want to compare him to Jordan, or as my partner JTL always brings up, Bill Russell has more rings than Jordan does. So if we're going to compare him to anybody, as far as whether it's Kareem, Wilt Chamberlain, Jordan, Magic Johnson, whoever, we have to look at his NBA Finals record because that's what matters. That's the big thing. When you make it to the finals, can you push your team over the top and win? Now, I am going to read off some things that are good in his favor that to me are very important. This is his fourth, NBA championship, of course. He has four regular season MVP awards. He also has four NBA Finals MVP awards as well. All those feats are very hard and tough to do. So I definitely want to get a man, his props on that. And he is the only player in NBA history to have been named the Finals MVP with three different franchises. And one thing why I think LeBron is a great player, he's always, excuse me, on not always, sometimes he's had to carry teams. Even this year, when looking at, the postseason stats for the Lakers, if you look at outside of him and Anthony Davis, of course, the third highest scoring person on that team in the postseason was Caldwell Pope at 10.7 points a game. So it's basically if LeBron and Anthony Davis don't have superstar games, they're gonna lose. And I just really give him props for carrying the team, even on the nights when Anthony Davis had, off nights, he carried the team. And also him being able to play multiple positions. That's something that I feel puts him up there, even if we could say in the top three players ever, is that the man can pretty much play 1 through 5. He can play point, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and when they're playing small ball, he can even guard centers. So to be able to play all five positions on the court on any given time, whether it be on offense or defense, we definitely have to give the man his props. And also, lastly, how many years he's been in the league? He's been in the league for 17 years. That's a lot of wear and tear, a lot of mileage on your legs. And for him to be able to do it at this type of level, 17 years in, we have to give that man his props. We have to. Now, am I going to say he's better than Jordan? Not quite yet. However, he still has at least 2 to 3 more years, if he can win 2 more titles, it's not just about him equaling Jordan with the 6 championships. It's just about him improving that record. That 4-7, he's below 500 when it comes to appearances in the NBA Finals. So if he could straighten that up, then we could put him up there as the best ever. Switching over to some college football, the biggest games that jumped out to me over the weekend, of course, was the Clemson versus Miami game. Um, this was a chance for Miami to try to put themselves back in, the national limelight, playing against the number one team in Clemson. They weren't able to get over the hump. I personally know a lot of Miami Hurricanes fans. The final score ended up being 42-17. My analyst from the game, I was most of the second half of that game, and it just looked to me like Miami was just overmatched, both on offense and defense. There were times when you thought that they would be able to get over the hump or trying to push the ball downfield, trying to get some big plays in the passing game, but it just never came out to be. Also, number 2 Alabama moved to 3-0 by defeating Ole Miss 63-48. The reason why that jumps out at me is the score itself, 63-48. Alabama, of course, over the years have put up big numbers, but for them to give up 48 points, Alabama prized themselves on being a defensive team, and for them to give up 48 points to Ole Miss, I don't know. That's kind to me. I think that would be something that Nick Saban would definitely want to look at in the upcoming weeks as their schedule gets tougher in the SEC. And finally, we had another big game with 2 other SEC teams, Georgia and Tennessee. Georgia pulled it out 44-21, moving them to 3-0 as well. All right, so I'm gonna move over to the big boys in the NFL. We do have, as I'm bringing this to you today on a Tuesday, there actually is a game that's scheduled for tonight at 7 p.m. is going to be the Buffalo Bills and the Tennessee Titans. That game has been moved, of course, due to the ongoing scheduling shifts with the coronavirus. There have been a lot of games that have had to be rescheduled, both in the current and for the future. For instance, the Patriots game that matchup with the Denver Broncos has been moved to next Sunday at 1 p.m. due to some positive COVID testing. The Kansas City Chiefs matchup with the Buffalo Bills for Week 6 has been moved to Thursday, October 5th, from Thursday, October 15th to Monday, October 19th. Another rescheduling due to some things like that. And also, um, you can check this out on CBSSports.com. I don't want to bore you with every single game, but there's going to be a lot of people, like, for example, the Broncos, their bye week has been moved. The Patriots bye week has been moved. And the bye week is big because that's the week when the NFL teams get to catch a rest, get to reevaluate what they have going on. So with the bye week being moved, that could definitely do something big to a team, especially if some of the top players are injured, or just bringing people back, from IR to injured reserve, if that's the case. Just going over some of the scores from over the weekend. The home team, the Bucks, they lost last Thursday, 20-19 to the Chicago Bears. A lot of people are giving Brady a lot of flack for him messing up at the end of the game, not knowing that it was fourth down. So that moves the Bucks down to 3-2. We had the Panthers beating the Falcons 23-16. Big game for Teddy Bridgewater. I'm a Bridgewater fan. He threw for 2 touchdowns, 313 yards, moving them up to 3-2. We had an upset. The Raiders beat the Chiefs 40-32. A lot of people may lie and say that they saw that coming, but none of us did. No one was expecting the Raiders to beat the Chiefs, as the Chiefs fall to 4-1. Cardinals beat the Jets 30-10. We had the Pittsburgh Steelers moving to 4-0, beating the Philadelphia Eagles 38-29. We had the Rams defeating the Washington football team 30-10, moving them to 4-1. I definitely have to stop on this game to speak about Aaron Donald, the star defensive tackle. This man had 4 sacks in this game. 4 sacks in one game. That's especially tough coming not only just because he plays the defensive tackle position, but if you really watch any of the Rams games, he's always getting double teamed, sometimes triple teamed. So for him to be able to get 4 sacks from the defensive tackle spot, getting double teamed on every single play. If you really watch and you watch any of these NFL insider shows, this man gets double teamed on every damn play. Every play he's getting double teamed by 2 linemen, or they have the running back, back there to chip block him. So for this man to get 4 sacks, that's very, very huge. We had the Ravens beating the Bengals 27-3. Um, they're moving to 4-1. The Texans got their first win of the season, 30-14 over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Romeo Crennel took over for the coach that they fired, so we had a black coach getting the Texans their first win. My favorite team, the 49ers, got really, really thumped by the Miami Dolphins, 43-17. It's not really much to say about my team. We've had a lot of horrific injuries. We lost 2 of our star defensive players, Joey Bosa and Solomon, who play on the defensive line, which was our big thing in helping us get to the Super Bowl last year. We also had injuries to our starting quarterback. He's not a star. Our starting quarterback,
Yeah,
Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo. We also have injuries to our running back, so we're not looking too good right now, falling to the bottom of our division in the NFC West. We had the Browns and the Colts. The Browns put it off 30-23. That's something that's really, really big and significant for the Browns, being that they were able to put up 32 points on the number one ranked defense in all of the NFL. As of through 5 games, the Colts were only giving up an average of 17.6 points per game. So for them to come out and score 32 points against the Colts, that's a big, 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 big deal. The Cowboys beat the Giants 37-34, pushing the Giants to 0-5. Everybody knows about, Dak Prescott getting injured in that game, messing up his ankle. He's out for the rest of the year. And then we had on Sunday night the Seahawks beating the Vikings 27-26 as Russell Wilson pulled out another victory for the Seahawks, pushing them to 5-0. So they sit at the top of the NFC West, where my 49ers are. Including being 3-0 at home. And then finally last night, the Saints beat the Chargers 30-27. I was able to pick some of that game up at the end. That was a very good, entertaining game, going down to the last minutes where the Saints pulled it off. Drew Brees threw for 325 yards last night. A lot of people are questioning him, saying if he's too old, saying if he has a noodle arm. So he was able to get over 300 passing yards last night. And there was 4 teams who did not play this week, which are the Broncos, the Lions, the Packers, and the Patriots. So that's a little bit of sports for you. I'm going to be hitting you up each week. I'm going to try to have one in-depth topic that I hit on each week, and then also bringing you scores, from all the important NFL games, college games, and then also I'm going to try to incorporate some type of big statistical thing going on, something that you may not know. So this is your man HD signing off for the first week of Opposite from the Norm Sports. Catch you next week.